Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode.
Welcome back.
As you can see, Amanda still has Optune on her head.
Yeah, the decision was Sunday this week, whether or not I'm going to continue it.
And as of just about the time right now of this recording, you've had, as the time of this recording, it's been fully a week since you first affixed it to your head.
Mm-hmm.
If you were to sum up the last week in just a few words, how would you summarize it?
I would not recommend this device. And again, I don't take that lightly in the sense of it's not available in a lot of different countries. There's a lot of people who probably want to do this device and they can't afford it. And so, I'm really cautious about my true feelings about it, and also I might be in a position of, why would I not do this when other people can't afford it or can't do it? And so I feel like that might be the biggest thing that I've struggled with so far with this device.
And we had a really good talk with one of your providers today about weighing the whole quality of life and the consequence of, you're doing this because of the potential gain, but then you're sacrificing at the cost of how you feel about yourself, how you feel about life. And she was saying, how you can't appreciate the value of endorphins,
Mm-hmm.
the value of feeling good, the value of feeling happy. And we also watched another video, and I appreciated what one of the people on there said. And this was I think an oncologist or neuro-oncologist at another institution, about how each cancer journey, as they've seen in their fields time and time again, it always comes down to the individual patient. And that's why no two journeys are the same.
Yeah.
So we have some questions that a few folks asked. Just a reminder, we always would love to field questions from you. We want this to be as much of a conversational back and forth as it is just us updating you and talking to you. And especially when we're introducing something new like this, we really want these things to be informative, educational. So one of the questions that was asked is, if you were to stop doing this, is it still an available option for the future? So you stop doing it, you decide this isn't for you now, but if in the future, by future, of course, we're defining it as 20 years down the road, would this still be an available option treatment for you?
I actually don't know the answer. I think that I have a 2-month window that the prescription can be filled. And then once that is no longer, I think I have to reapply.
Hey, you'd have to get a new prescription.
Yeah, a new prescription.
But if one of your providers said that it would be appropriate for you, they could certainly prescribe it for you.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think the company's going to turn down insurance money. So,
especially this much.
Okay, somebody asked, you have to wear this at minimum 18 hours a day. What does a typical day look like wearing it?
I found that I really struggle with it. It's hard. You're tethered onto something all day long. And so I am a lot less active, and I'm a lot less, if I need to go pee, I have to also do a few other things, just because I don't want to bring all of this with me, use the bathroom, and then come out, because it's just very cumbersome for sure. Yeah.
And
it's hard to take a shower. You have to fit this whole thing in your shower cap. And, it's hard to take your clothes on and off, and you had to figure that out. And I still can't figure that out for the life of me. And I don't know. I really do feel people probably they don't have as maybe negative, strong opinions.
Well, and I think it's more important not to focus on what other people may or may not, and this is your own unique experience.
Yeah.
I think a lot of times in life in general, we get in trouble because we we try to compare our own experience to somebody else's.
Mm-hmm.
And then in so doing, we limit our own, call it emotional expression or emotional articulation
Right.
of what is real and true for us.
Yeah.
And what's been real and true for you is it's been challenging. And something else that you may not be aware of just in watching and listening to Amanda, but she still has some deficits from her craniotomy on her right side. And so what that looks like sometimes is if she's trying to do more than one thing at a time, she can get very quickly overwhelmed, a little confused, and it's more challenging to gain motor control of her right hand, right arm. Why I'm mentioning that is because when she's carrying this thing around now, and it's filling up all the space of her left hand, because it's fairly heavy, so she usually carries it on her left side. What that leaves her with is trying to grab things with her right hand. Well, she still hasn't regained full motor control over that, so she's not necessarily having the balance she would. She might knock stuff over, spill stuff, which is then more frustrating to her, and it's kind of this compounding cycle with it too.
Yeah.
But one of the other things with it too, so the 18 hours, you do sleep with this on. It's
Mm-hmm.
a good way to try to bank some time. And you do most things with it on right now,
Mm-hmm.
which is not much.
Which is not much, no.
Somebody asked, does it hurt at all?
Yes. I would say it's like constantly hot, and it's just like a constant like an itchy burn.
It is. And also these things they can overheat very quickly. So one of the things that has been challenging is we've gone for, when Amanda's doing active treatment with chemo, we go for a walk every morning and every evening. With this, we've gone on 2 walks in the last 7 days since she's put this on. We've done both those walks at night.
Yeah.
And we've done both those walks when the temperature has been under 60 degrees Fahrenheit and there's been a cool breeze. On the first walk, the device overheated so much so to the point that she was almost in tears because it was hurting her so much. And she's not a complainer. She's barely, complained this entire time since diagnosis back in May. So we would have normally walked maybe 1.5 miles. I don't even think we made it a half a mile that night before we had to turn around because she was hurting so bad.
Yeah.
The second night, we made it a little further before it overheated, and this time we had the presence of mind to unplug the thing so she was able to continue to walk. But that's kind of a catch-22 because you're supposed to have it on as often as possible, and then when she doesn't, she's not plugged in.
Yeah.
With the little light on here, she wants to have this thing off so she can just have some normalcy. But then if you unplug it while you're walking, then you're not getting the time, and so she's just wearing the thing to have to wear it. And this, just so you know, we timed it last night. This takes about 40 minutes right now for us to set it up on here and get her all, which means shaving her, taping her, everything. Now, that will obviously improve as we get more comfortable with it, and I think reasonably we could get down to probably 20 minutes. But still a significant investment of time to unplug and take everything off to go for a walk, or to unplug and then still have to walk around with that on your head just so it doesn't burn your scalp.
Right. Yeah.
So that's physical pain, but what about emotional pain too? Does it, we've talked about that, just you've been crabbier, grumpier, feeling not like yourself.
Yeah, I just really just don't feel like myself. It gets in my way physically, and I don't know at this point if this device, like, would I be mad if I had a couple less months of my life because I didn't wear this thing for a little while? I feel like my quality of life has gone down the drain. But I don't know how to explain that.
No, I think you're explaining it really well. And I think it does come to this quality of life thing, which is, it's the dinner table conversation I think many of us should probably have, but we often avoid.
Mm-hmm.
It's the shirt. It's what do you want to do with the time you have left?
Yeah.
And I think we obsessively ask questions like, what do you do for a living? What are your goals? how much money do you want to make? Where do you want to travel to? Those kinds of things, which are fine questions, but we're talking about what do you want to do at the time you have left. And we've played with this. Like, gosh, what would it be like if we asked that question on every birthday? What would you want to do at the time you had left? What if when kids were little, they asked that question, what do you want to do at the time you have left, rather than what do you want to be when you grow up? And when we play with a question like that about what do you want to do at the time you have left, and we look at quality of life or just experience of life, it gives you a different kind of answer, right? Rather than just I'm going to wear this thing to try to buy more time.
Yeah.
That may or may not be there.
Right. And that's like the thing too, is like, just because you're doing this device does not guarantee you X amount of anything. I mean, somebody could be doing really well with this device, using it for the same amount of time, and somebody else is not doing well. And so I think, I don't know, as of today, my decision is no on this. I said I would give it till Sunday, and as of today, my mind is completely made up that I don't want to do this.
Well, we will wrap it up there for today, and we want to be respectful of your time. We hope this is informative. We hope it's helpful. As always, we just appreciate each of you so much. There has been such a tremendous outpouring of love and support over the last 2 videos. The first was a shave day, and the second introducing Optune. After I got done responding to some of the messages that you all had sent one night, I heard Amanda for probably 10 minutes responding to individual text messages. And she does talk to type just because of the right hand. And thank you so much. I love you. Thank you so much. Because so many people just started reaching out to her after seeing the last video and sharing just really kind words. And so we really appreciate that. So in addition to all the prayers, love, continued support that you've all been sending and sharing our way, just that extra little bit of love that you poured into us these last few days as we went from the adjustment of the head shave to Optune, it's really been felt and deeply appreciated. If you have more questions about this, please leave them in the comments. We're happy to answer them. Again, we want to be transparent. We want to be open. So never hesitate to ask. We want this to be conversational, educational, all the above. And we're just really blessed to share this time with you. So thank you. And we hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day. Bye-bye.